Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to present about a film review, which is The Help. So let's get started.
Part 1 introduce the film The Help, based on Catherine Stott's book, shows the racial and economic issues in 1960s Mississippi. It tells the story through the eyes of two African American maids, Abilene and Manny, and a white journalist Scatter. The film highlights the fight against segregation and prejudice. Using humor and compassion, it also shows the harsh realities of racial injustice. It focuses on courage, strength, and the fight the equality. This essay looks at how the film portrays race, class, and social change through its characters and their impact on society.
So moving on to the summary. So how is talk about it tells the story of a young white journalist, Skitters, who teams up with black men like Abilene and Minnie to expose the harsh truth of racial discriminations. Abilene is a gender woman who spends her life raising white children while suddenly grieving the loss of her own son. Then there's Beanie. She's a bold and outspoken woman who struggle under the cruelty of a racist employer, Miss Huey. Both women take incredible risks to share their stories, knowing the danger but hoping for change. Through their courage and Skeeter's determinations, they create a book that shine a light on injustice. Evelyn eventually walked away from her job a week newfound strange, and Minnie find kindness with a new employer. The Hell is a powerful reminder of how empathy and bravery can break down barriers and bring peoples together. Thank you. So moving on to the arguments.
The first argument is double operation of woman cross-cultural context. In the helper, black women like Evelyn face intersectional operations, experiencing both the racial and gender discrimination from their employers and the society.
Number 2, the power of courage and alliances. The film The Help shows how courage and teamwork can change an unfair society. Abilene and Minnie, two African American workers, bravely share their stories, risking their jobs but inspire others to speak up. Scatter, a white woman, uses her privilege to support them, showing how allies can break barriers. The film also proves that bravery spares as others are inspired to fight in injustice. The help teaches us that courage and working together can bring real social change.
For another part, racial prejudice and stereotypes keep inequality alive. Characters like Harley use their power to enforce segregation. These deep-set biases make it hard for people of different races to communicate it and understand each other.
So number four, in the Help, verbal and nonverbal communications highlight the struggle and resilience of Black men uh, during apartheid. Verbal communication is used as both survival tools and a form of resistance. Abilene's polite language, like "yes, ma'am," reflects cautions in and unequal power structures. While sharing their story with skaters allowed the maid to challenge racism and break societal norms. For nonverbal communications, such as Evelyn's bold head and Minnie's the defiant smile, reveals emotions and resistance. Silent too serve as both a survival strategy and powerful protest. Together, this form of communication demonstrates how the media's navigates operations and push for change, reminding us that communications is a force for justice.
And about the racial prejudice in the help severely limits the ability of Black minds to communicate and form equal relationships with their white employers, re- reinforcing systemic inequality. Prejudice such as the belief in Black inferiority prevent honest dialogue and perpetuate on one side a perceived communication dynamic and about cultural difference and prejudice. The help showcase cultural conflicts and prejudice, illustrating how fear and fixed beliefs hinder cross-cultural understanding. The film emphasizes the significance of empathy and courageous dialogue in dredging cultural gaps and challenging societal norms.
Number seven, half state country dimensions through the reflected in films through the stark power distance between black minds and their white employers, highlighting how race and class influence social interactions. The dynamic, along with collectivism versus individualism, conflict depends communication barriers and culture um, misunderstandings. Okay.
Uh, Moving to theories. In Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory, this highlights the role of the class, gender, and culture in social interactions. Power distance is seen in the operation of black mass like Evelyn, despite their essential roles. Collective versus individual is evident in the strong bonds among black mass contrasting with the isolated nature of their white employees. Identity theory explores how individuals adapt to changing environments. Skid identifies white societal norms by aligning with black myths, while Evelyn and Millie reclaim the dignity and form a collective identity to demand their rights.
This movie set in the 1960s American South that explores race, power, and friendship. First is inequality. The white families have all the power, while black maids have none. Highly wrote about the spirit astronauts shows how unfair systems divide people and block understanding. Second is stereotypes. Many white characters see black maids as inferior, but through Skyter's Right Project, we heard the maid's true story. This stories challenge fail this story challenges failed beliefs and show their strengths and humanity. There are two key movements highlight these ideas. Schachter's Right Project gives the maids a voice, providing a power of storytelling and to create empathy and change. Minnie and Serious friendship groups despite difference, showing how trust and kindness can break barriers.
In the conclusion, the help highlights racial and class inequality, emphasizing unity among disadvantaged groups and the importance of cross-cultural communication, while criticized for focusing on skaters' perspective and moderating the portrayal of racism. The film inspired awareness of racial equality and cultural understanding, setting a broad benchmark for social change. That's all. Thank you for listening.